Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of Hopped Up Beer Review. Today we are drinking Menace to Sobriety from Circle and Square Brewing Company out of Oxford, Mississippi. Thank you for joining us.
Hey everybody, welcome to Hopped Up Beer Review, the show where we give you our unprofessional, somewhat biased opinion about the beer that we are drinking and reviewing. Back to do that again. There's Andy in the attic. There's Jay. I'm Ben. What are we drinking, gentlemen?
Menace to Sobriety.
Right. Jay, you say that with such enthusiasm.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Jay. Calm down, man. Just calm down. I forgot this is a...
Got some sort of tape.
Yeah, I got to take off the...
It's a highbrow here.
Prior to the intro.
Crikey.
Is there supposed to be chunks in this? Just kidding.
Didn't read. They didn't mention chunks on their websites. Well, I just tore the little tag, so here we go.
Don't break her.
Good luck.
Ooh, that was nervous. All right. Yeah.
Circle and Square. Ben has it too.
No,
Andy
there we
is
go.
so small he can't have his up at the height. Most people don't realize Andy's a tiny person.
He is.
So small now. Man.
Cheers.
Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates.
That's so delectable.
You had this one, Andy?
No.
Wow.
Of course he has.
Yeah. As soon as they announce it, I mean, I'm in the email list. I'm on Instagram. As soon as they announce it, and they actually, when you're friends of the program or you're in the insider, you get told days in advance. So when they actually put it out, it gets too tight. Don't interrupt me with your sneezing.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
So if I have the opportunity, I will go over there and grab it. So yeah. This is a Baltic Porter, as it says. 8% ABV, 27.63 IBU, and an SRM of 48.56.
Oh.
It's dark. Remember how we said SRM is like 0 to 40 plus, and so the higher it goes, it's like, nope. UV light ain't getting through there. They use a lot of malts in this. After first taste, you can imagine. They don't give any hop information on it on their website, although I don't know if it says it in there. That's so tiny on my screen.
It's a little, it's the only picture I could find.
Yeah.
And no, not readable.
The malts, Bark Vienna. And I really appreciate this. They give a lot of information. And for such a small brewery, they really include the information for kind of beer nerds, especially people who might like to brew their own beer, home brewers. So they put the malts. Not only did they give all the great to the detailed numbers of the IBU and include the SRM, but they say where the country that the malts are from, the grain, and the percentage of that malt in the beer. So Bark Vienna said Germany, 55.2%.
And we haven't seen that from any other brewery that I remember.
I have not.
Yeah.
Out of everything I have researched on our over 500 beers episodes. Yeah. So Bark Vienna, Germany, 55.2%. So the bulk of this beer is made from that one grain. Two Row out of the U.S. is 27.6. Then you have Carafa 1 from Germany, 6.9%. Cairo Munich 2 from Germany, 6.9%. And then Chocolate Malt out of England, at
So
3.4%.
that's what those lower level things are right there.
I'm
just-
thinking,
No,
yeah,
it is. I mean, I can read through there, like you
I
said,
can't
2
read.
rows,
It's
27, and then
teeny
yeah,
tiny.
that
and
as you're reading them
grainy.
off, I could check them off.
They say it's got multi-sweet, or that it's multi-sweet with hints of toffee, caramel, and bourbon. Tasting notes: sherry, plum, fig, cocoa, toffee, coffee, boozy. This is part of their barrel aging series. They age it for 1 year. This one in bourbon barrel. Now, this is a Baltic porter, as I mentioned. So it's a little different from a regular porter. They're typically cold fermented and cold lagered and brewed with lager yeast instead of ale yeast. They typically have a higher ABV and bigger body than a regular porter. Regular porter is a little thinner than this. And then they can get fruity or berry flavors to them. The other we reviewed their other barrel, one of the other barreled ones, Weezer. They have another one called I think it's a stout called Odorhead, like an oat stout. Odorhead is play on Motorhead, and then they have a one called Malty by Nature, just now. I was knowing all that, and a lot of their beers have themes, and their barrel series have typically gone on music theme with Weezer, Malty by Nature, Odorhead. So when you see Menace to Sobriety, what do you actually think of?
Menace to Society.
Menace to Society, the movie, the 1993 movie. So then I was looking around. I was like, well, let me look up Menace to Sobriety. Well, there is an Ugly Kid Joe album that came out in 1995 called Menace to Sobriety. But I was like, nobody knows that specific album. They're not a big enough band. So then I was looking up Menace to Society. And then if you've seen the font is exactly the same as this one. So, okay, it's the movie. So okay, so they went a little off from music into just pop culture movie references.
But they're keeping it more towards the theme of what, the 90s? I mean, if you look at it from that standpoint.
Yeah.
What was the Ugly Kid Joe song that they had? Was it
I Hate Everything About You?
Okay, that's what I was thinking.
But I've never heard of Ugly Kid Joe. I just had to get that out. I've been holding back for all these years, been 20-something years. They also remade Cats in the Cradle. And It's a Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, I think was another song. I actually saw Ugly Kid Joe in concert.
What?
Yeah.
Where?
They opened it was 1992 or 3 for I went to go see Def Leppard in Jackson on their Pour Some Sugar on Me tour. Or no, was that Let's Get Rocked? That was a Let's Get Rocked tour. Yeah. One arm drummer and everything. So that's all I can look at.
Yeah. Just don't see that as a proper pairing there, but all right.
Yeah, the last time I came to Oxford, Andy and I obviously visited Circle and Square, and we had a chance to go back in the brewing area and visited some with a couple of the brewers, and they had some of the names of the new beers they were throwing out and tossing them around. So it was kind of cool.
They
creative
had some really cool
thinking at work.
ideas, spitballing, pop culture, music reference about the beer, the type of beer, a band or song.
Now, wait a minute, Andy. I've been there with you at least twice, and I've not gotten the backstage tour
of
the brewery.
You didn't show up February.
It's because I hate everything about you.
Wow.
So.
Full circle here. Full circle. And square.
Yeah, you're square. So, Menace to Society, the movie, a 1993 movie about the struggles of a gang affiliation and inner city life. In case people didn't know,
It's going to make for a
Hughes
great
Brothers.
thumbnail. All right.
This is our this is our fourth beer from Circle and Square out of Oxford, Mississippi. It's a microbrewery founded in 2023.
Both. One more.
Now you may continue.
Okay. You're done now. Okay. All right. Yep. I'll jump in and go first on this one since y'all always claim I don't go first. I like to go
wow.
first.
Just gonna get it off your chest, huh?
Yeah, got some stuff to say here. So first of all, I really like this one. To me, the longer it sits, the more I get some of that toffee and that caramel, especially on the back end. I think I don't get boozy though on this one for 8%, and even that they called it out somewhat in the tasting notes. I just don't, based on the other barrel ages that we've had, I don't see this one as boozier than some of the others that we've tried. So I wouldn't necessarily classify this one as such. But overall, I think this is a really good beer. I don't think it's quite as good as the Weezer that we had, because that beer was phenomenal and one of my favorites, if not my favorite beer so far this year. But I think it's really a great beer from a small brewery in a great town. I'm going to give this one back and forth between two numbers. I'm going to give this one. We'll give it an 8.5. I really like it. I think it's really good. I enjoy it. 8.5. Jay, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree with most of what you said. I think it's a great beer. I love the barrel age series that they've been putting on. We've had two. I'd love to have more. I was really impressed when I got to go over there and take the tour and do everything else, and continue to be impressed when I get beer from there or bring beer home. I agree with you. The more it sits, you get more of the tasting notes, some of the aroma notes. I get some of that fig, the plum, the toffee, the roasty. I, I see what you're saying. It's not boozy, but you can, that first sip or two, it's barrel aged. It has that flavor of barrel aged bourbon, something whiskey there, so you know that right off the bat. And like I said, it's got that roasty flavor. But to me, the beauty of it is I don't get any coffee.
That's beautiful, man.
So it's a great beer. I appreciate Andy you getting and sharing this one with us. I too struggle between two numbers, and I think I'm going to go with an 8. I want to push it just up there, but it's a strong beer. I like it.
Yeah, I'm super thankful that Andy got this one for us, but also accidentally gave me 2 Weezers instead of one Weezer in this one. So I got to have an extra Weezer. So I enjoyed that the other night. So thanks, Andy.
Yes, we know. Yeah.
You're welcome. Well, I think they are pretty accurate on the tasting notes. You can get most of that, and you can detect some bourbon, especially the more it sits. And I like that it's subtle, but it's included and not overly bourbon boozy or whiskey boozy. And it's just so nice. You get that cocoa blends. I think it's first as a sweeter, the fruit, then blends into the cocoa and caramelly, and then the bourbon, like a little finish there. Perfect for fire, outdoor, cold weather. Just chilling under the stars too. And you know what? By gosh, it could be a breakfast beer. This could be a brunch beer too. You can make it. Normalize the morning beers. 8.5 is good on. It was great on draft, and it's great in the bottle. So 8.5.
It was great on draft for sure.
And it's great for a lame beer
aged
show.
well.
Yeah.
I bet it would age well and cellar well too.
Yeah, I would think so. All right, Andy, you got to buy this every year so we can cellar it, and then in 10 years
Yeah.
we can all try them all.
Right. Start putting the years on them.
Yeah, exactly. That will be an 8.3 for the Menace to Sobriety Baltic Porter from Circle and Square out of Oxford, Mississippi. Appreciate you checking out this video. We got some links down below for some Hopped Up Beer Review merch, Hopped Up Beer Review Discord server, Hopped Up Beer Review Patreon, all things Hopped Up Beer Review down below in the description. Check all that out. Leave us a comment if you have had any Circle and Square. And if you haven't, and you see it out there, you got to grab it and give it a try. We would highly recommend it so far. Again, appreciate checking out this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, cheers that notification bell. We would definitely appreciate that feedback. And yeah, I think that's about it. We'll wrap it up with that. For Andy in the attic and Jay, I am Ben. Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates.
Howdy, toddy. Go Rebs.